I've finally given in. I used to kind of scoff at like quilted cardigans, and I don't know why. I'm just a jerk, I guess. So I made this cardigan right here, and let's get into it. original plan was to do 20 of each color, so I would have 60 total, because that was what was going to work for the numbers I had planned out, but each skein only made like 17 at most. I think the pink ones it was 16. So instead, I made I used the ends of the yarn or whatever was left over, and used the white one for 4, so I do have 60. The white yarn was just meant to be for ribbing and slip stitching between the squares. So another thing I thought was kind of important to mention, because I kept forgetting this as I was doing this, is just like with the magic loop, either side looks a little bit different, and this looks a little bit less unfinished, I think. So I was trying to keep all of the like nicer looking sides on the same side, and that'll be like the outside part. But I did forget a couple of times, so a couple of them are a little bit unfinished looking. Not that it's like that big of a deal, but I think it looks nicer if this is on the outside loop. So just while you're stitching things together, make sure that you have these all on the same side, because I did not.
So I'm working on the ribbing right now. I'm getting ready to finish this off, and this part is the body, so like it's gonna fold in like this, but so it's 40 inches across the whole thing here, and the ribbing, which is, it seems to be curving in at the bottom here, but don't worry about that. Plus, that's kind of the effect you want for ribbing. So the long end, or the wide end, I measured it out so that it's 39 inches. Yeah, so the ribbing I made like about an inch shorter than the actual piece, just so that it could be stretched out a little bit and, you know, look good. And I'm doing the same thing for the ribbing on the wrists. So the ends of the wrists are about 12 inches across, and then this is like between 10.5 and 11 on this top part. So that's what you do for that. So when I talked about earlier with the like the circles with the magic loops, and how one side looks a little more finished than the other, you want your slip stitch to be on the same side as the more completed looking, because that's going to be your outside piece. Yeah, so it's completely optional, but I just think it looks nicer. Plus, I had to buy a whole nother skein of this white yarn to make this work, so might as well use it. So I was doing assembly and stitching everything together, and I realized that I'm an idiot, and between these two squares and halfway between this square needs to be not stitched. Because I stitched the entire front and back of the body together without thinking about the opening for the sleeves. So on the other side I already did it. I just like took out the stitching here, and then because it was right here I used it to stitch the sleeve on. And then so you're gonna go this far down and a half, because this is 1.5 squares in length. And then the only other stitching you actually have to do is across the top here for these 2 squares, and then obviously stitching the sleeve together. So really it's not a lot. Like usually I feel like you have to do more, but maybe it's because I already like stitched all the squares together earlier, so there's not much left.
Yeah, so that's the assembly. And then you will have like one square down the middle of the back that's like open. And this is what it'll look like. And I'll probably do another showing of it when it's done. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Can we talk about the fact that my hair takes up a third of the width of the camera? Or actually, maybe let's not talk about that. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day.